I got
just
you.
you as a grown man, mind you. I don't know how old you are, and you don't have to state that, but just you as a grown man.
Mhm.
Does that mean it is okay for you because there are a list of states that says there is legal age of consent for 16 and 17-year-old girls, meaning these are still minors in other states, and to the rest of the world, 15, 16, 17, you're a minor. Everyone knows that. But
No,
just
no,
just
that's
to you, does it
stop,
make
wait,
it
stop.
legal to
No,
you?
wait, stop. You're going too fast and you're saying a lot of things and they're loaded. Number one, everywhere in the world does not know 15, 16, and 17 are minors adhesive to the age of consent. The age of consent, you are not a minor anymore in certain states at 16, adhesive to the age of consent. You are not a minor anymore adhesive to the age of consent if you are 17, depending on the state respectively, and you
Yeah.
are not a minor adhesive to the age of consent if you are 18, depending on the state respectively.
So now, with the legal age of consent, wouldn't you have to have consent from those minors' parents? I mean, we're going to call them minors because 16, 17, they're
Okay,
minors.
consent from those minors' parents to do what?
To look,
No.
stare,
Wait, stop
whatever
right
you
there.
said in
Wait,
that
stop. Let me stop you
video
right there.
right there.
No. You have never needed anybody's permission
But the
to.
list you just put, and I don't mean to cut you off. The list you
Wait, hold on.
just showed me
Wait,
says
hold on.
legal age of consent, meaning you need consent to stare, leer, or anything at that minor's body. We're going to call a minor a minor.
That's
If
not what
it
the
if it
legal age
says
of.
legal age
That's
of
not.
consent.
That's not what the legal age of consent is. Legal age of consent is referring to sex. It's referring to intercourse. That's what the legal age of consent
Those
means.
are those are along those same like yeah, that and consent, meaning you have to have that conversation with that parent. Hey, is it fine for me to go and stare at this 16-year-old girl walking down the street? Like, can I stare at her?
No, stop. I'm telling you, no, you're wrong, bro. It is not, you never ever have to ask in the United States, regardless of what age you are, you never have to get permission from anybody to look or stare or fantasize about anything.
So that
That's law, bro. That's law.
and I hear you. With that being said, with your morals, is it morally right to do such?
To,
With you being as old as you are, mind you, you could be young. I don't
morally
know.
right, morally right to do what?
To do look, stare, leer, fantasize. Is that morally right to you, to your personal beliefs?
To do to whom?
To minors.
To minors, that depends on who you're talking about.
Okay.
If you're talking about children, 12 and under,
Okay.
no.
Well, I'm talking about the
Hold on,
list of legal age of consent that you put up. Is that morally right to
hold
you?
on. The legal age of consent, is it morally right?
To
Well,
you, to your beliefs, is it morally right to
all
you?
right, hold on. I got you. When it comes to prepubescence, you know what prepubescence is, right?
Teenagers, can you hear me?
Huh?
Teenagers, correct?
You said what?
Teenagers, correct?
No, prepubescent means before the stage of puberty. That's
Okay.
what prepubescent means. In other words,
So preteens.
okay, but not preteens necessarily, because you could be preteen and still not be prepubescent.
Okay.
Prepubescent means that your body is showing symptoms or signals or looks like or starting to look like an adult. In other words, you've hit the stage of puberty. That doesn't always happen for a 12-year-old. It doesn't always happen for a 10-year-old.
Okay, go ahead. My bad. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. That's you. That's you.
So when we say is it okay to look, stare, or fantasize at children, morally speaking? If you're asking me, if an adult person is looking at a child, I don't see that as a moral or immoral issue. And the reason I don't is because that's a psychological disposition and a mental disorder. It's a sickness. I
So
don't
so
wait,
I'm
listen,
asking.
wait, listen to what I'm saying so you can hear the whole thing. So when I see that, I say that person is sick. They can't make the moral and immoral distinction between right and wrong. They have wires crossed. This is why when we see O-files, we say, nah, they need to get away from kids and what the hell is wrong with you? The reason people say what the hell is wrong with you is because as most people are, they don't even have the capacity. They don't even have the temperament to be able to look at children in that way. Now, if you're talking about post-pubescence, as in people that resemble adults, starting to look like adults, then I don't think it's morally wrong. I think it's natural. But do I think it's natural to date or engage or marry or have sex with those minors? No. Those people are breaking the law, respectively, depending on what state you're in.
So you said, so could you repeat that last sentence?
Which part? I said a lot.
You did, golly.
I simply said that when it comes to being an adolescent, if
you
somebody
said it's natural, right?
okay, listen.
No, yeah, that's what it is. You said it's natural. You believe that's natural.
Natural for you to be attracted. Wait, listen to what I'm saying. It's natural for adults to be attractive to people that have bodies that resemble adults. Yes.
So to you personally, and not just trying to single you out, but you're the host. This is your platform, so I'm just giving you that respect. To you personally, do you believe, without the pubescence or whatever, just you personally, not dodging, and I'm not saying you're dodging the question, but without going around the question, do you personally believe, like, do you see a 16 or 17-year-old girl and say, yeah, she's attractive, I would do something to her?
The last part, yeah, I would do something to her. No. The first part, yes, he's attractive. Yeah, I can recognize that 16, 17, and 18-year-olds are attractive. Yeah. I think we can all do that.
Okay. Now, I'm going to just take a pause.
Does that mean that you want to pursue them? No. Does that mean that listen to what I'm saying.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Does that mean that you want to pursue them? No. Does that mean that you find that you want to get with them? No. That just simply means you can recognize that we do this all the time. There's a reason why, listen to what I'm saying. There's a reason why we put 16-year-olds in pageants. What do you think a pageant is?
So
hold up.
Just morally.
Oh, stop for a minute. There's a reason we have a homecoming king and queen. A lot of this has to do with looks as well. Yeah, and we can recognize that typically there are certain people that look attractive and there's certain people that aren't. If you have there's been a study on this. A lot of attraction has to do with symmetry. So just how symmetrical one's face and body is. That's where a lot of attraction happens to come from. Do I feel like it's legal to look, stare, or fantasize? It is.
So now isn't that kind of contradicting what you were just speaking on beforehand? Because if you're saying it's fine for grown men to look, stare, and fantasize,
I didn't say that.
Legal.
Legal.
Mm-hmm.
Legal. That's where we get that itch from. But okay. So what state do you live in? If you wanna, you don't have to air that out.
We don't give out personal information.
Okay, that's fine. Is it one of those states on that list? If you could just say that.
Yeah, there were all 50 states on that list, so yeah, it's one of those states. Yeah.
Hey, you a cool brother, man.
I got all 50 states up here. We can show what the legal ages of consent are. Yeah.
So just
huh? I said most of the ages start at 16, though.
Yeah, most of the ages.
Majority across the board.
So just hypothetically speaking. You said it's legally fine. People have a legal right to that, right?
It's a legal right to look, stare, fantasize, leer, and think about whatever they want to think about. Yes. Okay. We do not punish or criminalize thought and sight.
Okay, correct. So it's legally right. You can do that legally.
I didn't say legally right. I said it's legal.
No, yeah, it's legal. It's legal. Right. So with it being legal, that's someone's legal right. But let's just say hypothetically, and I don't know if you have any children. Let's just say hypothetically.
I know a question you about to ask. If somebody was looking at your daughters.
No, not somebody. Not somebody. Right. Just hypothetically speaking, let's just say your father was looking at your 16-year-old daughter, 17-year-old daughter. She's forming out. She's growing up. There's an ongoing issue between you and that father, and you want to do something to him, but you can't.
No, there's not. There's no ongoing issue. As a parent, there would be no ongoing issue to that. The moment I notice it is the moment I put separation and space between them and her. Simple. Ain't no ongoing nothing.
So now what you?
That's it.
Yes, yeah.
Once I realized that you were this type of, because you got to remember this. Also, yes, that's my daughter, but that's also my father.
Yep.
And I don't know about you, but I have a great relationship. I love
No,
my
yes,
father.
sir.
So I'm not going to criminalize. So I'm not going to criminalize or demonize my dad
No,
for looking.
it's-
But at the same time, wait, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not going to criminalize or demonize him for looking, but at the same time, I do recognize there's a danger there. So I'm going to separate him from his granddaughter for not just her protection, but for his as well.
So now, how do you go about that for the rest of the world, knowing that there are grown men out here that's going to be looking at your daughter day in, day out consistently?
I don't care. She's
So-
going to learn
so
that she
there's
needs
no
to get
type of-
over that.
No-
My daughter is going to learn that she needs to get over that because she cannot go around the world fighting everybody that looks at her in a manner that she deems to be sexual or inappropriate. And I'm not even going to put my daughter in that position. She'll mess around and get smoked before she even get to enjoy her adulthood trying that bullshit. Trying to be out here trying to call everybody an ophile and an pervert. Boy, this is why Shelly do that shit online.
Yeah, and
it's fine for her. Wait, hold, listen to what I'm saying. It's fine for all that shit to happen online. But in real life, she ain't walking around calling all these people ophiles in their face. She not.
Yeah, that's why I was saying I'm not even
so
going to
I'm
get
gonna
into
tell my
that
daughter-
topic or get into that, like throwing that. I'm just trying to get a better understanding because some of what you said
No,
kind
I
of
got
sounded
you.
a
I
little
got you. I got you. So what I'm saying is at the end of the day, if somebody's looking at my daughter, that's all they're doing, looking, I'm glad that's what they're doing. Bravo. Great. I don't draw the line at sight and thought. I'm not about to be running around here trying to police what people is thinking about and seeing. But if you go over there and approach my daughter, if you go over there and touch her, if you go over there and try to say something to her, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to be notified. That's a minor. If you continue to pursue, I'm getting my daughter out of there. If you continue to pursue after that, you might see what happens with my little black friend on this hip over here.
But to what you said, she's of legal age, so she's not a minor. So why would you go over there and press him about anything?
I didn't say, wait, what did I say? I never said I would go over there and press him.
Or you said it would be issues, or what did you just say?
It would be an issue. What did I say it would be an issue for?
If he
He would notify that it's a minor or she's a minor, but legally, she's legally not a minor. So why would you notify anyone of anything?
No. You started talking about a 14-year-old at first. If you're talking about a 16-year-old right now, or 17-year-old.
I said 16 all around the board. I never said 14.
Okay. So if you're talking about 16 all around the board, I'm gonna let him know, hey, bro, she's 16. And at that point, because she still lives in my house, regardless of whether it's legal or not, I just need you to stay away for a little bit because unless you're going to take this young lady as your wife, which means now we got to talk about paperwork and you marrying her, all these other things, unless I get to see if you're going to provide and protect for this young woman, because once again, how old is the man in this case? Because he could be 18. That's an adult.
So let's just say he's 24.
Okay, let's say he's 24, so you got an 8-year difference. I see this happen all the time. Marriages and 8-year differences happen often, okay? Plenty of women marry a man at 20 years old and he'd be 28, 24 and he'd be 32. This happens a lot.
You would allow your 16-year-old daughter to be married off to a 24-year-old boy.
Well, like I said, I'm not quite sure. That depends, and that depends on a few things. Number one, who is this man? Is he a man of integrity and honor and respect? Is he a man that's really going to hold down his position as protector and provider for this young lady? All of those things. But still, I would want her to be out of my house first.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now.
So even if it was 16 and he wanted to marry her or whatever, I would still say, I appreciate your candor. I understand everything you're saying, but do me a solid and make sure nothing happens until she turns 18 at least. Why? Because I want her to be out my house.
For sure. That's real. And that's real parenting.